Hey, here I am. I'm finally on here. Welcome everybody to Tom's World. Finally, my first episode here on Psycho Bunny Death Cult, Psychomanium 13, Psycho Bunny DC. Liz, I got my first comment. Woohoo! So, a little bit about me and my channel here, or my show, I should say, explaining my YouTube channel. Basically, what I have done for quite some time now is I just love to travel around in woods, like just explore, look around, especially if there's ruins in the woods. It's even better. So I've been doing that for years and years and years now, probably like 20 some years. And I've taken pictures and put them up on my Facebook. People loved them. People commented on them. I broke my cherry. I did. Hi, Calvin. Um, so basically, what I turned that into is I started doing videos and putting that up on my Facebook as well. And people seemed to like them quite a bit. So I decided that I would make a YouTube channel probably about a year ago. I didn't really make it come into fruition until about late January or so. And once I did that, I was getting minor views here and there. I decided to go down to the Delaware River and I took some footage down there. I did a whole 26-minute long video of that, and people didn't seem to be too enthused about that until I went to this place called Dinosaur Lake. Now, what's up, Carl? Now, Dinosaur Lake is a very, very cool place. That's right. The man, the myth, the creepy legend. I am creepy. So Dinosaur Lake, it's a really cool place. It was on a land owned by this guy named Standish Ford Ford Standish Hansel. I forget, man. I'm such a bad person here. I forgot my history. I was supposed to have it up here, and I just got excited about the show and I forgot. No, it was Standish Ford Hansel. That's his name. So he owned a huge chunk of land just outside of Philadelphia in the suburbs called Bensalem Township. And on his land, he decided that he wanted to build this lake. But before he built the lake, he wanted to drive this old fire engine that he had. It's like a super old one. He wanted to drive it out in the middle of a field, make a lake, and have that on the island, just so that people would be like, how the fuck did that get there? But he decided instead to make the lake first and then create some skeletons of concrete dinosaurs, take them out to the island, and then put concrete on top of them. And thus Dinosaur Lake had been born. So after that, there were a ton of people that loved going there. In the winter, they used to ice skate on the lake. In the summer, you would have Boy Scouts there camping out. Hey, little bit. What's going on? So you would have Boy Scouts there every year camping out. People would go swimming in the lake. It used to be beautiful. It's not anymore. Now the water is like black. I wouldn't want to touch it. But there was this story that surrounded the lake, and it's kind of semi-urban legend, semi-fact, where they did have to drain the lake, and it was a murder case. But I'll fill you in on that after I show my video, which is what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be showing my YouTube videos. The first one is going to be my first trip as a YouTuber over to Dinosaur Lake. I had been there many times before that, and I actually got over onto the island, and I have pictures of that, which some later time I can show you. But they're not all exciting. It's just like a couple of the feet from some of the dinosaurs and one of the tails there, and that's it. Everything else, I think, is at the bottom of the lake or maybe in somebody's basement or their backyard. So Carl switched channels. You switcher. Don't be switching on me like that. Anyway, so my first video was actually my first video tonight was actually my third video on my channel. I did two others, as I said. Both of them were down at a random place down at the Delaware River, which weren't that exciting, so we're not going to show them. If you want to see them, by all means, go to my YouTube channel. You could always check it out. It's youtube.com/thisistomsworld. All my videos on there, and you could jump ahead and see more videos because I'm going to be doing other places that I've traveled to on there, most of which has to do with one particular place, a garden in a state park that me and a bunch of other volunteers have been fixing up and restoring, but that's another episode. This episode, we're focusing on Dinosaur Lake. So I guess we'll just go ahead and start the first video, and then we'll talk more about it afterwards. And I'll hopefully be another beer deep by then, and I'll stop rambling the way I am. But yeah, who knows? Liz and Frank know I ramble when I'm drunk too. So anyway, Frank, you start that first one.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tom's World. In this installment, we find ourselves on the border of far northeast Philadelphia and Bensalem Township, in the woods behind the Philadelphia Mills Mall. In front of me is the Pequesing Creek, which runs very long and very windy. And on the other side of this creek,
Frank, pause this for 1 second.
The infamous Dinosaur Lake, a man-made lake.
I just want to say that the video quality in this sucks because at the time, the phone that I had, it had a great camera, but the camera had a crack going across it. So like when I would be facing myself, you wouldn't be able to see me. So I actually had to use this old handheld video camera, the digital video camera that I had gotten back in 2007. So that's why it looks shitty. Anyway, just wanted to explain that. You can hit play again.
So with my coffee in my hand, I'm ready to go exploring. How about you? The first thing I had to do was come down this pretty steep trail from the parking lot. Pretty simple to do now, but once it starts getting snowy and icy, it can be a little tough to do.
The first thing I had to do.
Further down that way, the hill gets much steeper. So this is pretty much the only entrance, which is right near what used to be a movie theater and is now a church. Now I can make my way down the main trail alongside the creek. And much like in my other video, you will notice that there is quite a bit of trash around. In this woods in particular, people seem to party a lot more than any other one.
He said Steve.
Here you can see the Pequesing Creek. It's not a very big one, though it does get pretty deep at some points. I have seen it get as high as maybe waist length at certain times. But now we just have to find somewhere to cross.
Hell yeah.
Just on the other side of that embankment is Dinosaur Lake. Still looking for a place to cross. After looking further down the creek here, I was unable to find a place to cross outside of this area right here. Now it's been quite a few years since I've been down here, and these rocks used to be a lot more exposed, so I'm not quite sure if I'm going to be able to make this, but I'll give it a shot.
That's me.
Well, I made it. Now on the other side of the creek, and just up over this little hill here.
Just because I'm from Philadelphia doesn't mean I'm going to call it a creek. I speak correctly, as much as I can anyway.
And here we are at the Canadian Geese-filled lake. As I said, it's been some time since I've been here, and I've been reading online that there have been some worries that the lake is draining. There's a certain spot further down that way where there is water coming out. However, I guess it's just not coming out
further down
fast enough to warrant any worry.
Fast.
Dinosaur Lake was at one time a well-known place for local people. Many people have made many great memories here. As children, they would come here to picnic in the summer, as well as to ice skate on the lake as it froze over in the winter.
Cool as hell.
This lake was made by a gentleman named Standish Ford Hansel. He was known as a pleasant, eccentric, wealthy man in the area. He owned a large portion of this and the surrounding land, a lot of which is now a golf course.
Yes.
He lived from 1905 to 1983 and was still a well-known man at the time of his death. Best I can tell through some of the research that I've done, the lake was made sometime in the late 50s or early 60s. Hansel's original idea was to drive an old fire truck out into the middle of a field and dig a pond around the island.
It was a little windy.
When he was asked why he would do such a thing, he would say so that people would wonder how it got there.
How the fuck that get there?
For whatever reason, he decided against that. Instead, he had the idea to dig out the lake first and leave an island in the middle. He also created a lock between the lake and the creek so that he might drain and fill the lake as needed.
You'll see the pictures I took when I was on the island.
He took the 8-foot dinosaur statues, which at the time were just made of wood and mesh. He brought them via tractor,
wood,
and then boat onto the island in the middle of the lake. Once he got the dinosaurs there, he then poured the concrete and shaped the dinosaurs. There were 2 dinosaurs.
They're hokey looking, but they're
and then in the middle, around a tree stump, was a snake. Many people have fond memories of the statues. Today, only small pieces of the statue exist. Last time I went over onto the island, all that was there were a couple of the feet from one of the dinosaurs, and there might have been part of the neck from the, I believe it was a brontosaurus. Now we'll make our way down this trail. And we'll get a better view of the island just down here.
Hansel and Gretel.
It's a unique place in the fact that it has a creek running on one side and a lake on the other. Here you can see the island. At the time when he made it, not that much of the island was exposed. It's probably gained, I'd say, a good 3 to 4 feet in height due to the lake not being as high as it once was. Now, this particular part of the trail, in between the creek and the lake,
we have a garden here
you
too.
can see
That's another
quite a bit of
video.
erosion has happened
Another
from when the lake gets higher due to rain, snow, what have you, and it drains out this way. Over the years that I've been coming down here, I have noticed that this has gotten substantially
Take note
deeper,
to this area right here because I do show it again in
but
the
it's
newer
still,
video.
for the most part, remains dry at the base of it, at the lake. The area that people are concerned about the leak is somewhere over on this side. On my way back, I will try to locate that
Imagine,
leak.
if you will, one man out in the
I'm not
woods
gonna
alone.
lie, getting around that part was a little scary. As you can see, it's a little muddy there.
He slipped on
It's
the
kind
mud
of steep.
and fell into the twilight zone.
It would seem that some of the trail is starting to go away.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Here is the lock between the creek and the lake that was made
Now
by
I messed
Hansel.
up on what I said here. I'll
As
correct
I said, he
myself.
made this so that he could drain and fill the lake as needed.
The
Over
lock
the
was
years,
not-
the channels of the lock
Damn it, Tom! Shut up.
have become rusted shut, so it no longer functions.
They didn't use that to fill
Still a
it.
pretty cool piece of little history here.
It was just to maintain the levels of the lake so that they didn't get too high.
The geese are apparently not happy that I'm here.
Right? Fucking
Little area
pass, Tom.
here
Oh,
is a well-known party spot, or at least it once was. There were times I'd come down here and I'd find kegs, empty cases.
in the next
I
video, I
think
go
there even
up
used
that
to
hill.
be a swing on one of the trees.
Not as easy as it looks.
Not just a rope swing, but literally a swing that you would sit in. Doesn't seem to be here anymore. Now on the opposite side of the lake, as I go down the
Next video
trail,
is more pretty because it's more high
up to
definition.
the right on top of this hill would be the golf course that I spoke of earlier.
It's up that hill that I go, but kind of
Pretty large piece of land,
There.
at least for Ben Salem Township.
That's a good question, Liz.
a slightly closer shot of the top of the island. If you look really close, right about the center of your screen, you can see the remnants of one of the feet of the dinosaurs.
Hey, hey.
Much to my disappointment, I've found that
That's
a lot
how I
of
got
the
across.
fallen trees that used to be here that actually created a little bridge over to the island
That would be awesome.
have seemingly disappeared or sunk further into the lake. One
No, I didn't
time
get
I
hit
was
with a
able
golf
to
ball.
cross here and make my way up to the island. However, today that's not going to happen.
No,
One
I
of
did
the
attempt to
many,
go
many
across
golf
in
balls
the
that you will
doorway.
find back here.
Didn't work.
Off on another corner of the lake, I could see a clearing over here. I can only imagine that this is where the main entrance used to be, off
Can
of
you
here
tell
somewhere.
that I am speaking properly?
I read that
as I
there
make
was
my
at one
video?
time 2 large brick pillars and some sort of signage to let you know that you could take that path back here to Dinosaur Lake. But that entrance is long gone. As I was walking through, I literally just saw a fox run away.
What the fox?
I don't think in all the times I've come down here that I've ever seen a fox. I've seen plenty of deer, and obviously, as you can hear, plenty of geese, but never a fox, not until today. It's a shame I wasn't rolling during that. Down here, you could see the remnants of one of the
I'm
pipes
not even singing
that was
the damn
used to
song.
originally fill this lake. I'm guessing it just ran off of the creek, which now at this
I'm not doing
point goes from over there where I was,
Not
wraps around here, and it's down there. Where it goes
It's
from there,
down
I'm not
there.
quite sure. And now we are back around on the original side. The only thing I have to do now is get back across the creek.
I can't remember the theme music.
Hopefully
to
I don't
Jurassic
slip.
Park, otherwise I'd hum it.
That would suck. Well, here I am. Wish me luck. Somehow I made it across.
I didn't get rabies.
I did slip a little bit.
I got wet.
You can tell by the
I didn't get
wetness on my
rabies.
pants. But thankfully no water got in.
Wet.
My socks are still dry. I have now found where that leak is that people were concerned about. You can see it streaming in
The lake is taking a leak.
from the lake just on the other side of that, what looks like a huge hill. That stump there is where I was when I said it was kind of scary, as the trail seems to be disappearing up there. But
That's rabies wet.
I am back on the other side now.
It's the best kind.
And this was the Pequesing Creek and Dinosaur Lake.
This is CNN, the most untrusted network. No,
Well, I
I'm
guess
not-
that's
I'm
going to
not
wrap
there.
up this
I'm not
video.
going
I hope you enjoyed it. If so, please feel free to subscribe to my channel. Make sure you hit that notification bell down there. That way you can be informed of when I do upload new videos. I understand they've been far and few in between. However, I'm looking to change that in the near future. Once again, thanks for coming along with me. And until next time, take care.
Thanks for watching. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe and hit that notification bell. All right. So that was the first video. Just out of curiosity. This is Tom Brokaw. I mean, Nally. I'm Ted Koppel, and this is Nightline. Okay, I'm showing my age there. Anyway, so just out of curiosity, any thoughts on the video? Like, you think it's a cool place? Keeping in mind it was a low resolution version of the video. Well, a little bit, you love Psycho Bunny Death Cult. What about Tom's World? Do you love Tom's World? You know you do. You know you love Tom's World. Everybody loves Tom's World. Be one of the cool kids. Love Tom's World. What's up, Ted? Ted Van Son is in the house. Talk with Teddy. Woo! So that was the first video. Until next time, take care of yourself and each other. Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and gosh darn it, people like me. Awesome. Thank you, Carl. I appreciate that. And thank you a little bit. It's Tom's World, not Tons World. I'm not that fat. Come on. I mean, I got a little bulk to me. You know, I got like the dad bod going on, but I wouldn't call me a ton. So anyway, yeah, that was the first video. Now, as for the murder story that surrounds the video, or the surrounds the location, I should say. I was looking up this one murder story, and it turned out I was actually looking at the wrong one. But that was only because of friggin' Wikipedia, because they suck. That's what happens when you have a user-driven information site like that. But I know a little bit. I was just ball busting. It's what I do. You know I like you if I bust your balls. That's just the way it is. Hi, Kimber. Welcome. So as for the murder story, as I remember it, there was an article that I found when I first made the video that I can no longer find. It seems to have been taken down. So basically what happened is there was a young girl who was raped and killed, and her body parts were cut off, like her arms, her legs, her head. And they would find little pieces of her, like one piece of her, like say an arm would be here on the side of the road in Philly. They'd find her leg somewhere in New Jersey, because we're really close to Jersey, so it's not that far of a trip. They'd find another appendage, like 10 miles up north in the suburbs or whatever, and they could not find her head. So basically, what they did is they assumed, for some strange reason, maybe it was just some kind of like person given like a tip or something like that, but they assumed that the head that they could not find was in Dinosaur Lake. So that little area, when I was going down the trail where you could see it was like drudged out, it looked like that. They drudged it all the way down, and they completely drained the lake, let it go right into the lake, and they never found the head. Now, that doesn't mean it's not in there, because as you know, if you have a lake that's been standing, which at the time was in the early 80s, so it had been there for like 20 years. There's going to be a lot of like sludge at the bottom, and maybe it fell into that. So maybe it is still there, but they never found it. They never recovered it. And that's pretty much the end of the story, because the other murder case I was looking up kept flowing into that one. And the guys that killed the other girl, who was from the area, they did get caught and finally arrested like 20 some years later. So it was in the early 80s when they dug that out. And as far as I know, they never found that head. And as a result of them draining the lake, that made it so that once the sludge started to dry, that people could actually walk over to the island. That was the end of the dinosaurs, unfortunately. And people just destroyed them. There were stories of people putting M80s into them, and they were just exploding all over the place. Other people taking the heads of them, and all kinds of stories. So again, some of it might be urban legend. Not 100% sure, since I can't find it anymore, but it's still an interesting story nonetheless. But so I had gone back there a few times since then. I'd been there many times before that. As I said, I was there with my brother-in-law, and we actually got across to the island because the fallen trees were thick enough and strong enough that they could hold our weight. And we got across, and then we had to go through a bunch of thorn bushes. But once we got up there, it was cool because you could still see some of the feet of the dinosaurs. It was either the leg or the neck of the Brontosaurus was laying there. And I just left it there. I could have taken it. I could have brought it back. But that's not me. You know what I mean? Like I like to leave things where they are. I like to leave history as it is. Ted Bundy was not in the area. He was in Philly, though. We did hear that last night. You all remember. And then, like a little puss, they just left. They gave up. They quit. You know, anybody that leaves Philly and they quit, you know, they're quitters. You know, you can't like quitters. But so that's the basis of the story there. So as I was saying, I did get back there. I left everything. I like leaving nature as it is, or something that's been there a long time. I like leaving it as it is, which kind of ties into my other videos, which I keep referring to, and I'm going to keep leaving you people on like a little cliffhang thing going on about the other place that I've been restoring. Do people not swim in the lake? If it was in the South, there would be. They used to swim in the lake before they drained it. People loved going there, and there was fish in the lake as well, and there was turtles and frogs and everything. But over the years, after it refilled itself, I guess it was just through rain and everything that it finally filled itself up, because they did not refill it officially. The water is now like black, like when you look at it, and it's got like a green fungi film on top of it. You just look at it, you think, I don't even want to touch that, much less be in it. And yeah, and you'll see that in the next video. When I do try to go across, I do pan around and show like the little film that's growing on top of it. It's not something I want to touch, that's for sure. But let's see. I'm generally not murders, rapists. That said, my suck. Yeah, I mean that case was definitely from the 80s, because that lake was drained from somewhere between, we'll say 82 to 84, maybe 85 is when they drained it. But up until that point, people loved going there. I mean, as I was saying, there was tons of Boy Scouts that used to camp out there around the lake and the trails and everything. And there were people that would just have picnics there, families that would go there. There was a dock at the one end of the lake, which I never even knew about until just recently. Actually, somebody was commenting on it, and I looked it up, and there was indeed a dock, a lock on the dake. There was a dock on the lake. And I guess they would launch boats off of that, but that's long gone too. I mean, there's no remnants of it at all whatsoever. So yeah, it's gross. It's gross. But anyway, let's see. We're 28 minutes in. The next video, I think, is about 18 minutes long, something like that, 16 to 18 minutes long. It's basically the same stuff. It's just looking at it about like 9-10 months later. It had been through a summer. I did go there once during the summer to try to make a video, but everything was just so overgrown you couldn't see anything. It was just like walking through woods or whatever. I mean, you could see the lake and everything, but it didn't look pretty. You know, the best times to actually go there were just before I made this video, when you can catch all the leaves changing and you can stand there on the lake and you can see the reflection of it. However, I got there just a little bit too late, because the span of time that the leaves changed here in the Philadelphia area was like so small and quick. You know, you blink and you miss it, and I did. So I do have some pictures that I've taken from there over time that are on my personal Facebook, which is Tom Nally. So if anybody wants to friend request me and look through my pictures, feel free. Was one of the locals named Jason in the one murder thing that I was looking up? No, it wasn't Jason, unless you're being funny. But kill. But anyway, well, thank you. I like that somebody thinks this is fun anyway. I'm having a good time. You know, my nerves have calmed down a little bit, and I don't even know why I was nervous, because it's not like I've not been on cam live before or anything like that. I don't know. Normally there's at least one other person with me, so that you got somebody to bounce stuff off of. But you know, that's okay. That's okay. I'll get used to it. I'll limber up a little. I'll be a little bit more corny and funny, because you know, I'm a little bit corny sometimes when I'm fun. Just a little bit. I'm glad Liz is having a blast too. So, all right, yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll start the next video. This one doesn't have the history that the last video did, and the only reason I didn't put it in there because it would just be redundant. I mean, I already did a video with the history, so we'll start the next one, and then you can see what it looks like now. I just did this video less than a week and a half ago. So go ahead, Frank.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another installment of Tom's World. In today's video, I thought I'd come back
Look
to
at that
Dinosaur
fucking
Lake.
hoodie.
It's been about a little over 7 months since I've been
It
here.
doesn't
I
come with
believe
its
it was
own
Easter
batteries.
Sunday. So I just thought I'd come in here, see what 2020 has done to this place. So let's go check it out. Already I could say that there are a few more downed trees since the last time I was here. And you might be wondering why I was wearing such a brightly colored hoodie. Well, in the past, when I've been in here, I have seen people bow hunting for deer.
Yeah,
So
fuck that.
I wanted to stand out as much as I could. Just
He
in
got
case they're
taken
in
out
here.
with a bow while he was making a YouTube video.
The little rocks that I walk on to get across seem to be mostly exposed. I'm hoping to get across without getting wet. Although I don't
Graffiti
see that
all over
happen.
the
I'm
place
pretty
here.
sure that my boots are going to get wet. But this is still the only way to get across. Also, you can see that the trees are still there. Those ones right there.
They're gonna.
They
fall.
are leaning a little bit more than they were in the last video, but still, they're hanging in there.
Not while I was there.
All right, enough wasting time. I'm going to try to get across. About halfway across now. You can see my boots already got wet. It was unavoidable. My boots might have gotten wet, but my feet are still dry, so.
The comments are not
Thank God
scrolling
for
for
work
me,
boots.
damn it.
All right, let's go check out
What's up?
the lake and see what the level's at. Well, it's still here. Although the island does look like it's gained some
Damn
height
it, somebody
there,
stole the
so
lake.
I'm guessing that the water level is down lower than it was the last time I was here, which was lower than it was the time before that. So maybe the concern of the lake draining is a little warranted, but hell, it's been well over a year since it's been leaking and it's still here. So
Chaos.
let's
What's up, brother?
keep walking around. No geese here today, which I'm surprised because yesterday I went down to the river access at Station Avenue and there was tons of geese down there,
There's that little drudged area here.
but they're not here. There's that first eroded part here.
Eroded. Eroded.
The leak is over on that side somewhere. This doesn't look like it got any worse, so that's a good thing. The trail doesn't seem like it's deteriorated any more than the last time I was here.
Oh, so you say
So
now.
I just got to get around this thing here. I don't know, maybe I was mistaken. Maybe a little bit more of the trail has gone away. This is kind of scary right here. It's a nice little drop. I was hoping that the trail would hold me.
Well, you'll have plenty of time for rolling doobies when
Thornton
you're living in a
bushes keep grabbing
van
me.
down by the river.
Here we are at the lock. Still looks the same. Not that I would expect it to change, but here it is. This is what they used to use to regulate the flow of the lake. The front panel there used to move up and down, apparently. And there's a As I mentioned in the other video, there's a mechanism in front that used to have a wheel on it, which would allow them to raise and lower it, but years of not moving,
I'm
now it's
moving
rusted
in.
shut.
I'm tired of living in a van down by the river.
Doesn't really look like there's that many downed trees on this side, as opposed to the last time I was here. Wonder if we'll be able to get over onto the island.
Just imagine how that looked when the leaves
would
are
be
all
cool.
changing. You can see the reflection of the lake and everything. It really is good.
It was a little tough to jump over that without having my coffee spill out onto my arm. Oh well. At least most of it stayed in the cup. There's the second eroded part. Doesn't look any worse. These are all
No
good
idea
signs.
what that cement is from. It might have been from the old racetrack that used to be where the mall is now.
Back at that little party spot. Doesn't look like there's been too much partying going on over here. See a few beer cans.
Hey, you know, maybe I'm into that,
Not
Liz.
much,
You don't.
I'm surprised, actually.
I was up on the hill that I was saying
This
earlier.
is a very steep hill, and
All the
getting up it was
footage-
very tough.
All the footage
Getting
I had
down,
coming
I
up,
think,
it was all shaky.
might be
so
a
I
little tougher.
edited it out.
Almost slipped a couple times coming up, but you can get a really nice view of the lake. Wow, through the trees anyway.
Through the trees. Boo.
Okay, I'm going to catch my breath and make my way back down.
Making
Well,
my
I
way
made it.
back down. No, sorry.
If I was right, and this is indeed called Suicide Hill, I have to say, very aptly named. I was a little afraid for my life coming down. This is probably going to be one of those spoke too soon moments, but I haven't seen a single golf ball, which is strange.
I'm looking for balls.
I know people have been at that golf course all through the pandemic. Well, at least when they're open anyway. Sleeping bag, tarp. Somebody was staying down here. And there they are. A little muddy back here. But it has recently rained too, so I guess that's to be expected. Also, the reason why this is so muddy, as I walked through, I was looking at the way the leaves are laying. It almost looked like water was rushing through here at some point.
Thank you, Carl. We'll see what we can do.
There's a little drainage pipe from the golf course right here. Still leaking a little bit, but
Uh-oh.
that's
One
where all
beer
that
down.
came from. Well, there does appear to be more branches going across to the island.
Don't do it.
I might throw caution to the wind and give it a shot.
Don't do it.
Also, while I was at the top of that hill, that Suicide Hill or whatever it's called, not only did I see a big deer running away from me, also saw another fox, and of course,
I would go to
Didn't
the
have my camera
the Japan Suicide Forest if I went during the day, not at night. I ain't doing that.
and also, of course, as soon as I cut the camera off from when I was talking about the fox, a huge dark blue heron just went right overhead. Couldn't
Herons
get
are
the camera out fast enough.
so pretty.
I don't know, people. It may not seem all that scary to you watching this, but while you're here, it is a little scary.
No, it really
I'm
exists.
going to test it out off camera, just in case. Before I do, look at this. This green algae-like strings going across here. And it does smell, too. It's almost like a sewage smell. Standish Ford Hansel's probably turning over in his grave.
I knew
See,
right
look,
away
I
I
step on
wasn't
that
making
one.
that.
Everything moves. I don't know. Like once I get out to just about the end of where this branch is moving, doesn't look too stable.
Not at all.
Like if that bigger log in the middle extended outward, it might be a little more stable, but I don't know. I'm still going to give it a shot, but like I said, I'm going to do it off camera. Wish me luck. Well, bad news. I cannot get across. Don't! This one right here, as I put weight on it, it started cracking.
Yeah, that wasn't fun.
And it started going down and down.
I have no idea how deep that is.
And all the other ones here, they won't support my weight. I mean, not that I'm a real heavy man or anything, but
it's my
I'm
herbal
not chancing
bath.
it. I don't feel like being under this. I don't know how deep it is, although I do know it's a lot of real thick, marshy stuff at the bottom. So I don't want to get stuck in there. It's not worth it.
Another time.
I don't know. Maybe someday I'll get back here with like some kind of kayak or something. If I can borrow one from somebody.
I was supposed to get
I
back
can
there
get
with
to the
Kenny
island,
Biddle and
but-
his wife, and we were supposed to get little floats and
For
go
now-
across. Never happened though.
Can only admire it from afar. Really wanted to get up there though. I wanted to show you guys the remnants of the dinosaurs that are up there.
We were going to have races and see who could get there
So
first.
at least I tried, right? Gave it a noble effort. Couldn't get across. I can just about make out a couple of the concrete feet. They're about center screen for you right now. Wish I had a more powerful zoom on this so I could zoom in and show that I can actually see. It's on the left side of the top of the island that you can see there. I think that is the either the concrete neck or tail of the brontosaurus that used to be there.
I've been
Even
able
when
to
you're up
zoom
close,
in.
you can't tell which it would have been. But
If I took off the anti-shake feature,
there's
I
that,
could have
and there's
zoomed
some
in.
feet, and that's it.
Live and learn.
The rest of it's been destroyed. Probably sitting at the bottom of the lake. Since the last time I made a video
Thank you,
down here,
Carl.
the bulk of my videos have been at the Chamonix State Park.
Oh, little preview.
I
of
have
the next
tried to
one.
come down here once during the summer. However, it was like way too overgrown, all the brush and everything. And there wasn't really much to see, so I didn't make a video then.
I'm not sure how far Tarrytown is.
But my saga
never heard
over
of
at the Chamonix State Park is far from over.
Philadelphia is in the bottom right portion of Pennsylvania, if that's any help.
Me and a bunch of volunteers have been trying to resurrect the garden over there. So if you haven't seen those videos, please go on over to my channel and check them out. You can actually see how I chronicled every step of the way as we unearthed the brick paths and the chessboard. It's been fun. A lot of hard work, but it's been fun and very rewarding to see
Rewarding.
when I go there
Like
now. And I just look at everything we've done. We still have a ways to go as far as making it a garden again. I have a fundraiser up for it, which in the later videos that I've made there, you can find a link in the description if you should choose to want to give, or if you just want to share out the link. But before you do that, you know, watch some of the videos.
YouTube.com.
Maybe a couple from the beginning and a couple from the end.
/ This is Tom's World.
And you know, make your own decision.
Talk in between myself.
I mean, it's a really cool place. And if you haven't made your way over there yet, I suggest you do, because it's very cool in person. It's like almost surreal. From the first time I walked in there, it was just, I don't know, it was just like magic, or like a fairy tale or something like that, for lack of a better term.
Magic. You can do anything.
We are not done, not by any means. I just figured I would take a break from it and come over here and revisit Dinosaur Lake.
That's what I do.
Well, here I am again, going back across. Made it across. A little wet.
I got wet again.
Though.
Moist.
See if I can find where that leak is over here. See if that looks any worse. Well, it doesn't look any worse, really. Still coming out at the same pace.
See, I figured out the zoom there.
And that's right below where that stump is there.
I'm sexy and psychotic.
There are a lot more obstacles on the main trail here than there used to be. But you can still get through. It's not that bad. Unless you're carrying a coffee. Makes it a little worse, but you know.
Some crunchy leaves.
Oh well. A lot more thorn bushes in here than I remember. Even on the other side, over by the lake. And while this place is cool, I will say it pales in comparison to the woods over at Neshaminy State Park. But
I'm just partial to Neshaminy State Park.
they're a little
You'll
bit more
see those
manicured
videos.
over there.
Don't worry, you'll see them. You'll see
There's
them.
this thing. I think I had that in my first video. And it's still sitting there. Whatever it is.
Whatever it is. Bush. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. I think I do my wrap up over at Neshaminy State Park. So you get a
Question
little
Creek?
preview. A little preview.
Dinosaur
little.
Lake.
You'll see the human chessboard behind me when I'm doing the wrap up. If I remember
I
right.
think I actually might
Oh.
head over to Neshaminy State Park
Huh, see?
just for a minute.
It's like I know these videos or something.
Kind of end my video over there. I can change into more of a normal colored hoodie before I go there.
This one,
Because, man, this thing is bright.
really bright.
Very bright. All right. Back up the hill.
Huge.
Up to the parking lot.
See, you're all now part of Tom's world. Do you feel special now? You should. You should. And you should subscribe.
So that was fun.
Oh,
It's been
wait.
quite a while since
Look,
I've been able to
human
freely
chessboard
roam around
behind me.
there at Dinosaur Lake.
Little
As I said, I
sneak
did go there in the summer, but it was really
Whoa.
overgrown, so it was kind of hard to get around. But today I didn't have any problems. Now I'm back in my happy place, and I'm wearing my normal hoodie, so I feel more comfortable. And now I guess I can do my wrap up. So thank you for watching. If this is your first time here, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. And when you do, make sure you hit that notification bell. That way you'll be notified as soon as I upload new videos. Also, make sure you give this video a like, that thumbs up right underneath the video there. So I guess that's it for now. I'm going to get out of here, and I'll see you all in the next one. Until then, make sure you stay safe, stay healthy, and take care.
I'm so fucking corny. It's not even funny. Thank you. I'm glad you love Tom's World. I love Tom's World too. So that was it. Those were the two videos that I'm showing tonight. That was just Dinosaur Lake. Now, the videos that are coming up, Neshaminy State Park, just to give you a little explanation about that. When I first went into this place, it was like during the really hard times of COVID. So it was like end of May, beginning of June when I first went there. And a lot of people had told me that I should go there to make videos. And I thought, I knew of the place because when I was a kid, my father used to take me and my uncle used to take me and my sisters to the in-ground pool that they had there. And it was fun. They had 3 different pools. They had a baby pool, they had a regular one, like in-ground that gets gradually deeper, and then they had a high dive one. And it was fun and everything, but I knew there was woods and I knew the river was eventually down at one point, but I thought, well, so what? I can get the same thing going to the place that I went to for my first couple of videos. But I had no idea of the history that was in this place, which the history is rich and runs deep. And I haven't really gotten real deep into the history in my videos, but I can do that for you guys here because you're special. And I'll do that for you. Just because I love you all. I will do that. Just for you. So anyway, the brief history that I got was that there was some kind of garden in there that had like a wall with a Humpty Dumpty up on it. And I went there the first time. I walked around the entire wooded area, which was 330 some acres, and I could not find the damn garden. And I posted the video and I put things up and I told people I have no idea where this garden is. People told me that it's there, but I couldn't find it. And then somebody just contacted me and said, yo, dude, literally from the parking lot, it's like not even a 5-minute walk. I found it the next time I went there. From the first time I walked into that place, like I said in the video as I was walking around there, it was like magic. It really was. It was like I walked into a fairy tale or something. And I don't know how to explain it because there wasn't really much exposed at that time. But me and some other volunteers, we dug up all the brick paths that were in there. We found every single one of them. There's a human chessboard in there, which is awesome. And not only did we dig that up, but we had somebody donate some sod for the chessboard. So it's like a human chessboard that's like brick squares and grass squares. And it's 64 by, it's 64 squares and everything. So it's like an actual real chessboard. And they did play chess on there back in the day. But with all that, I'll get into that into when I'm showing the videos for that place. So this was my first episode. So what does everybody think? Am I cool? Am I accepted into the Psycho Bunny world? Am I Psycho Bunny Death Cult worthy? Let me know. Tell me. It's very much like Harry Potter. Liz, go watch my fucking videos. Come on, man. There's one called the chessboard, and then there's one where it says the chessboard is finished. Watch the chessboard is finished. That's the best one. You'll see it. I will play them here. I will. But you can go see it because it's youtube.com/This Is Tom's World. So if anybody wanted to go ahead and watch those videos, please do. But if you do go ahead and watch those videos, the only thing that I ask is that you hit the subscribe button, hit that notification bell there too, so that you know when I put new videos up and everything. And any video you watch, give it a like, because all these things, while they're free to you, they help me in the back end. Because eventually I would like to get monetized on YouTube. And I would like people to like, I don't know, the algorithm works really, really weird on YouTube. So like the more views you get, the more likes you get, the more comments you get, it all goes to it. Is Maureen here? Oh my God, Maureen is here. Have you been watching the whole time, Maureen? That's my girlfriend, Maureen. So Maureen, meet Liz, meet Frank, meet everybody. Odd Mother's here. Everybody's here. Wow. The first interaction between my girlfriend and my friends online. Awkward. They have seen me drunk far more than you have at this point. Well, all right, maybe not far more. Maybe not more at all, actually. I mean, we've been together like almost 11 years. I am not awkward. I am quirky. There's a difference. Awkward and quirky are two totally different things. I'm quirky and funny and cute. Yeah, I was trying to watch all the comments as they were coming in. I may have missed some throughout. Ooh, losing my voice already? I've only been talking for an hour. Cigarette went out. That there is Carl. What? What? I don't even know what to think of that comment or what it means, to be quite honest. Yeah, exactly, Liz. That actually sounded a little mean. I don't know. Unless I'm interpreting it wrong, and I'm giving you the chance to explain. Oh, well then then she was blind. Okay, that's different, because then we, there would be a whole different problem going on there. I can go with that. I can go with that. Hey, but I'm cute. You know it. Oh boy. Anyway, so, well, I'm glad everybody liked the videos. I do. That makes me happy, because that's most of the reason why I started making these videos, is I wanted to give other people enjoyment. Plus, I wanted to put these things up online, because you never know how long these things are going to be around. Yes, a little cute, but you don't want to. You think I'm a little cute, do you? But you don't want to talk about it. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm glad that everybody did like the videos. That's the whole reason that I started doing these videos, was to give other people enjoyment in watching them, especially during the COVID time, where a lot of people were afraid to even go out. So I figured, I'm out here, I'm in the woods, I'm taking footage, and people can see it, and to preserve the history. Excuse me, to preserve the history. That's the big goal in what I'm doing. And a lot of that has to do with the videos that will be coming from the Chamonix State Park. I want to be able to preserve it, because, as I said, you never know how long things are going to be here. I mean, even with the thing at the Chamonix State Park, if the state decides to sell off the land, it's all gone. But I do have intentions of trying to get the area that I'm working on preserved as a historical site, so that nobody can ever touch it. We'll see what happens with that. That's going to be further down the line. But yeah. So that's my show. I've been on for 1 minute less than an hour now. So I actually went further than I thought I would. And I want to thank everybody for your comments. I want to thank everybody for watching. And hopefully next week you'll be back, and we'll start our journey on the Chamonix State Park. So with that, Frank and Liz, if there's any commercials or anything you want to run for your network, now would be the time to do it. So feel free. If not, then let me know, and I'll just wrap it up.